This is just teaching new people a little bit about reserve, because a lot of reserve seems complicated, and it kind of is, but in my opinion, it is the most beneficial map to learn because it has a little bit of everything. It's got the entire Tarkov experience in one map, and I think it's the best for new players. The game and a lot of people will tell you to go to customs. I say the game will tell you to go to customs because there's a lot of quests that go there and tasks. I personally think you should start here. It'll teach you everything you need to know, and it's not impossible to win. Then we're gonna do an offline raid real quick. I find that a lot of people are having trouble with trying to figure out what the best map to start the game off in. Whether you're new to the game or maybe you're just trying to figure out the game in general, and you're like, I don't know what the heck I'm doing. You know? It happens to a lot of players. There's a lot of players that just can't figure it out. It's the whole reason why we started doing these Robin Hood runs. I'm just trying to figure out where I am real quick. It's very foggy. So this is one of the tanks by this extract is Scavlands. Well, we're close to it at least. Let's go actually to Scavlands, and I'll show you what Scavlands looks like. This is where we killed the guy with that tank battery, by the way. And then over here is the building we were in. So Scavlands is this extract right here. So if I go here, it should give me a message. Yeah. So right here, you need a friendly scav with you. As a PMC, you need a friendly scav with you in order to extract there. I've never seen anybody do this, nor have I done it myself. I don't know what that entails. I'm assuming that you as a PM, or you as a player scav, like, probably wants to go like, hey, hello, I'm a friendly, don't shoot me, I just want to extract right here. Okay, bye, see you. Come with me, we can extract together. So you can extract there. If we go right over here, we're over behind the K buildings, or K warehouses. So this is along the train track. This is something that a lot of people will get lost in and sort of have weird firefights in. So be very careful, be very quiet, and just pay attention to everything. This is also where a lot of people will camp, especially on this hill, in these bunkers, and at the train station right down the way. The reason people camp this is because a lot of people come here or spawn here, and it brings in a lot of traffic and a lot of things. So before we go down this way, because that gets a little complicated, I'm going to show you the actual train station itself. This place is dangerous because, like I said, there's campers that way, there are snipers over here, or at least spawns over there, there are scavs that spawn all throughout here, so you have to be very careful. You can get in the train right here, this is why this shows up. So once the train shows up, you have like, I don't know, 12 minutes or something like that. I think it varies, but you listen to the horns, and when you hear a short interval of the horns, you need to get in, be ready to leave. So it'll be in here. There's also scavs that'll spawn in here. Not to mention raiders will spawn in here too. Gluhar, or scav boss, will spawn in here, and they'll hold this pretty tight. Sometimes they'll leave and they'll go out towards Black Knight, which I'll show you guys in a sec. But for the most part, this is a pretty busy area. Like, if you're new to the game, you might, if you spawn here, get out. Just probably go somewhere else. I'll show you where to go after this. And one of these is, chat, do you remember which one it is? I think it's this one. That's the marked room, or is it this one? It's this one, isn't it? Yeah, it's this one. So this is a marked room. There's 2 marked rooms in this game, or in this map, Reserve. There's a marked room in here. You can get in there. There's usually some good things in there, but this is also a very hot spot because people like to go to this marked room pretty quickly. If you get the key for this, I would recommend using it, even if you don't have the marked room key, because there's almost always AKs in here, as you can see, as I'm showing you guys, they're not going to be there. There's almost always AKs in there with BP ammo, so if you need a gun, you can come grab this one. There's always things on the table here, like attachments and stuff. Sometimes there's good stuff. Right now, it doesn't look like there's that much, really, at all. So this is a very important building. Be careful, because people can come, they can surround you, and there's not a whole bunch of places to hide. The easiest place to get in here, especially if you're trying to like flank or do something that's not through the front door, because the front door is exposed, you can always go through the windows. The windows are probably the safest way to do it, because you more than likely will spawn back here, and you'll want to go through here so you don't have to go in front. So you come up here, and then you have to like do this crouch jiggle trick, and then just kind of jump on through. So now that you've seen this area is pretty much, that's it. Those are the major spots. There's a lot of fields over here that doesn't go that deep. It goes basically just beyond that tower right there. There's a lot of fields. People will spawn here, and that's pretty much the hot spot. After the spawn, because there's like one spawn here, there's one spawn right there, and there's one spawn over there, and then there's one spawn further down that way. So those are all possibilities. Doesn't mean they're gonna spawn there, but it's gonna happen. There's paracord. There's a paracord, I think, spawn right there. There's a couple other spawns, but for the most part, once you get this, you probably want to get out of here. If you spawn on this side, this is my least favorite spot to spawn in, is on this side with the care warehouses. We'll show you above ground first before we go underground. So above ground, we have the sniper tower, which is here. Scavs will go up there. You usually don't catch them up there. You usually have to kind of scare them up there. So scavs will go up here, sniper tower. There's also a lot of scavs that are on the road here. And then here's the next field. This is the Aaa Field. We call this Aaa Field because there's literal AA guns here, like AA APCs and stuff like that. So there's a bunch of hills and a bunch of bunkers. For the most part, people aren't going to be going into those bunkers. The only bunker worthwhile going into, even if you want to waste your time there, is this E2 bunker right here. There's some nuts and bolts, and sometimes there's an AK on the table, but for the most part, it's not really a big deal. There are people out here, and this is a crazy spawn because you want to go one of two directions. You either want to force people that way, or force your spawn to go back to where we were and try to take those guys out at their spawn, or you want to force your way this way into the night buildings. I say the night buildings because you'll see most of the major buildings are designated with a chess piece. So this chess piece should be labeled right up here. Yep, this is White Knight. This building is White Knight. It's very popular. Lots of scavs and lots of players, and everybody likes to go in here. So in White Knight, there's a few things. There are a few tank battery spawns that'll spawn here and all over the place. There's not a bunch of like major spawns here. This is mostly just a death trap in my opinion, so I try to avoid it as much as possible. A couple things of note. People like to rush the roof, or at least go to the roof eventually. So as you can see, second floor is walled off. I'll show you how to get there in a second. There's a bunch of like junk in here, so like if you're looking for little things just to get out with, you can look through these rooms. There's ammo usually on the tables there. There's some filing cabinets. Both of these doors are openable. They also serve as pretty decent vantage points when you need to like take out like scavs out here or scavs out here. Or if you have a scope, it's not a terrible idea, but I wouldn't recommend it necessarily to look at the dome right out of one of these corner windows. Doesn't matter which one, you can probably see both of them. There's some stuff on the table, obviously. The monster's pretty good, actually. That's a decent pickup. So you can see out here. You can also fight these warehouses. I personally don't like fighting in this entire little section here. It's dangerous. I don't like it. So let's go to the roof. So the roof, there's a bunch of attachments on the tables and stuff. So you can look for those. It's very dangerous up here, but there's sometimes is pretty decent spawns on these. But if anybody's on the dome or anybody's looking across the street, you're pretty much dead. The amount of people I've killed on this roof is pretty ridiculous. Okay, so same thing up there. It's a smaller roof. It's up there. I don't think I need to show you that. So two things. There's two holes up here. There's that hole, and then there's this hole. Do not come down this hole because you will break your legs. Go this hole, and you'll be on the second floor. So that's how you get to the second floor. At least that's one way. You can come up this way too. There's the second floor. There's not much up here. There's usually bullets and mags and attachments here. But this is a good way to see into here. So one way to get up to the second floor, which if I'm going to go into this building, I'm usually going to use this entrance. So you see we came from the train warehouse, or the train station. You can go into this back door, which most people just come in here, look in the bathroom, and leave. You can actually make it up this car and just jump right in. So you're good there. If you think that you are in a weird position, you hear somebody around you, maybe below you, usually, if you are a pretty good shot, you can get the drop off of this. It's probably the safest way to do it, is get on the chair. It's also kind of difficult, and it might give you away. But you can go here, go on the windowsill, hit the sandbags, boom. and you're on the ground safely, no problem. And you can usually get the drop on this guy or whoever's here. Okay, let's leave here. Black Knight, which is the one right across, is pretty much the same thing. Sometimes Gluhar it will hang out around here. Usually, if he spawns over here and travels over here, you'll have some action here for Scab Boss. One big thing of note is going to be this extract right over here. I haven't even shown you guys an extract. Oh, I've shown you one extract first. This is the second extract. So, as long as you don't have a backpack or you ditch your backpack, this is what is called the sewer manhole. And it might extract me if I don't have a backpack, so let's not do that. So, right here, big thing. Lots of hatchlings, lots of pistolings like to go straight through here, either from that direction or from this direction, or from that direction, or even out of this building here. This door spawns closed. So if you see this door open, somebody may have just come out of there. So keep note of that. And they'll go right here, and if they're not experienced, they'll try to come out here and extract. The best way to do it, if you're going to do it, which I don't recommend, but I only know because I try to shoot people and I always get them. I always miss if I try to get them here. So right here can't be seen from the dome. It's very hard to shoot that spot right here from the dome. So if you're going to extract there, extract right there, unless you're getting shot from behind for some reason. Okay, so that you can't have a backpack. You cannot escape there with a backpack. That is a no-fly zone for backpack users because it literally says you will not fit. We'll go in here. These are just warehouses. There's not much to this warehouse. Some people like to go in here if you have a key because there's some gas and some grenades and there. It's not really a big deal. I wouldn't worry about that too much. Okay, now we're going to get to where the money and action kind of starts to happen pretty heavily. So here you go. From here, which is the gas station, we have the White Knight, which you can see right there. Beyond the White Knight is the train station. Okay, so behind the White Knight train station, behind the warehouses or the garage next to the White Knight is the Aaa Fields. We've been through both of those. Feel free to, if you're watching this recorded, feel free to rewind or ask any questions. So hit back here, and we spawned over here. So what we did is we went a big loop this way. You guys can follow it if you just play it back again. So watch that. This is Black Knight. Like I said, it's the same thing. From the spawn at which we spawned at, which is right down this direction, what I like to do is I like to run directly to this point, which is almost straight ahead, because I don't like it over there and I don't like it over there. It's pretty dangerous both ways. So I run through here, and then I get to make a decision. I can either hit the Black Knights or the Black and White Knights if I hear like movement in there and I may want to take them out. So we'll head in there and try to kill them and then leave. But more than likely, I'll either head straight to go to the dome, or I will head into here, which is the King building. So you can see the King building, White King. This building's a little bit complicated. So if you walk in from here, you can go upstairs. I wouldn't. I would say this is probably the least beneficial way to go, because this just takes you up to this gym, and then it takes you down to the garage, big garage. Here, there's going to be a little bit of gear in the corner there on these objects here. Here, I'll show you if there should be some spawns. Here mostly, like here and here. I don't see anything. We got bad luck even on an offline raid. Yeah, there's usually stuff on the tables there, but this time there's not. From here, you can see the dome, so beware of that. You can also see the power station where you pop the hermetic door. So right there's the power station, where you see that there's right in there, the power station. That's where you flip the power switch to open to make it available for you to go out the hermetic door. We'll show you that later. Just keep aware of that. This is the King building. This is basically the center of the map. This is the center of the map. Beware of that. Center of the map. King building, center of the map. Because you can see dome, you can see the night buildings, you can see the pawn buildings. One second. I'll get through here. You want to go through the gym. Remember, gym is like the bridge. Gym is the bridge, because the bridge, it bridges you from one end of the building to the other, and then you have the second half. But just remember, you can see that. You can see the white pawn, you can see the black pawn. Okay? So, wait, I think black pawn's that way. It doesn't matter. White pawn, knights, you can even see the train station. You can see the dorms, which are the apartments and dorms buildings that way, and you can see the dome from the king, because king is the center of the map. Throughout here, there's a bunch of loot and stuff like that. There's 4 layers to this building, so there's a lot to take in. There's a lot to check out. You go through this gate, and you can either go down for a couple things, but you need a key for some good money, or you can go up and check all these floors if you want to. You can also, I like being in here because it's a good vantage point. Again, center of the map, you can basically see everything. Oh no, that's Bishop, isn't it? This is White Pawn. This one's White Pawn. Well, it doesn't matter. We'll talk about it later. You can see, you can look on the wiki, and you can see exactly which one's which. So anyway, it doesn't matter. So you can see everything from here. That's pretty much all I'm going to tell you about the King building. If you want to look for loot, you can go look at a loot video. But this isn't it. So, okay, so back to it. You come out of here, you have the White Bishop. White Bishop is the medical building. We say medical building because it literally is part of the medical building. It's a hospital. You'll find a lot of meds in here. Every now and then you'll find some, I think, is there a LEDX spawn in here, chat? I don't remember. But there's some H2O2. There's going to be a lot of like actual meds here. And then if you go upstairs, if you go upstairs on these counters here, these shelves, you'll find some stuff. But this building is important, okay? This building is important to know because this roof is exposed by a lot. As you can see from here, see from there, see from up there. Somebody with a long-range rifle can shoot you from the dome. We've done it many times. But if you're gonna come to the roof, come through here, drop down, okay? Because this is still a really good vantage point, and there's a weapons case. Let's see what we get. What do we get in the offline raid? What do we get? Nothing. Absolute. Dude, it's worse luck. But you can also see some of these K buildings, and you can take some fights from this building, no problem. You go up and over. Wait, can I go? Yeah, I can do this. Up and over, and we'll go to the dorms. The first dorm. This is going to be the hottest dorm, in my opinion. Especially right now. Now, this is going to change by the time things evolve in the game. Also, that's where we spawned, right? That's where we spawned. That is K building, or that is, sorry. That is, that's K buildings. That is Scavlands, okay? It's exactly where we started, and this is where we were talking about with the tank battery kill. I killed the guy right up there, or I was there. He was stuck with a tank battery in that location. So downstairs, pretty simple. It cuts off. I wouldn't go down there too much unless you have to. You can take this broken down sign and go up to the top. This is what people do like crazy. People will go straight up in here without any gear, with a pistol, or even no pistol, and just a hatch of some sort. These are what all the dorms are going to look like, by the way. This is the 3rd story. So you can check through here, you can look through a few things, you can see the entire courtyard and the helicopter. You can see a bunch. I'll show you the other thing in a second. But yeah, you go throughout here. There's a bunch of things here. Gluhar also spawns in here. This is the second and only other location really he spawns. But remember that Dirty Mike and the boys, they like to roam. They go pretty far. Like, they'll go across the map sometimes. So yeah, you'll go throughout here. These are all the dorms. So this right here is what we like to call the money room. This is good money, a lot of tech. A lot of tech is in here. So, again, there's another thing down here. There's also there's an actual tech room here, where you'll find, like, a bunch of little things. Let's see what we find in here. That requires a key. So does the money room. Money room requires a key, too. So there's a bunch of stuff in here. Like, this will make you a little bit of money. It's not a bad run. This one requires a key, right? But nobody cares about that key. Nobody gives a hot damn about that key, okay? Because people like to just do this, right? And this is where this is where we've killed so many people from the dome, because you can see right in this window as they're trying to do it. What they'll do is they'll jump onto here, they'll drop down, they'll go into the money room. This is that door with the key we were just talking about, right there. So that's all done. Like, now people are in here, they're looting. Pow! I'm dead. Because, well, the dome's up there and nobody cares to snipe it because they don't bring anything in that they can snipe it with. They just come in here, they shove all this stuff right in their keister, and then they leave. Yeah, they just jump right back out here and jump to the bottom floor. There's also a lot of scavs that hang out around here, so it gets pretty hairy, but most people will probably jump down here and just bounce through these buildings. So they'll either bounce that way, which you can if you want. I don't know. People get greedy, so they actually take another route. So as we're here in the courtyard, we'll head to the next building, which is the, I think we call it the west building. What's the designation on this building? Do you guys remember, chat? I forget. Oh, that's Black Pawn. Yeah. Black Pawn, the west building. Black Pawn is marked room, okay? Black Pawn is important. This is what I'm saying. People go to money room and then they get greedy and they go to marked room. So, this is harder to see from the dome, but Gluhar he'll be in here. He'll hang out in here. So don't worry about that. Just remember that. So, an easy way to remember these buildings, by the way, are the helicopter distance. So, yeah, you can remember that this is money room, this is money room or tech room. This is marked room, and then that is what we call, I think, north building. Yeah, that's north building or white pawn. But the easiest way to remember it is the helicopter orientation. The nose points to money room. The back points to north room, and then you obviously can figure out the third one. So the back is dome, obviously north room, and the nose is money. Okay. So this building, there's not much in here. There's a medical room up on the second floor or third floor. I can't remember. Second floor, I believe. Medical, like, little section where you can find, like, some meds and some I think a Ledex spawns in there. I'm not sure. I haven't found one. But anyway, so, like, just to remind you what we did. We went straight down. Every one of these buildings has a basement. So, well, actually, I think only 2 of them have basements. But they kind of connect, too. So you come down here. The only thing really important here is this marked room right here. Well, actually, not this one. Sorry. We got to go to the second half. Ooh, mama. Ooh, mama. This is the gym. Gym is always the bridge. Remember, gym is always the bridge. In almost every single building where there's a gym in this map, gym is always the bridge, because this bridge is one half. This is important room, but we're going to show you the marked room first. So this is marked room, right? Marked room, you open this, there's some goodies in there. So, a couple strategies about being in here. If you rush that and you get there quickly, good for you. That's probably a good way to do it. But the biggest thing is, you can also bait, okay? People don't pay attention to this thing right here. They might with this video, but we'll see. People don't pay attention to this room. Buy the key to this room. It's not that expensive. People don't go in here too often, and there's actually some goodies in here. So look, there's an AK. Yeah, there's an AK. It's probably got BP ammo in it. Yep, so that's pretty good. It'll keep you protected. If you're running pistolings, well, you can use it if you want. I'm neutral either way. So this is a little thing. And then, so the strategy is, come in here, close the door, wait for people. If you want to be a Coleman, drop the campers right here. As soon as you hear that they're there, and you hear maybe that key start to turn, open the door, start spraying. Why? Because if they're turning the key, they are defenseless. They have to finish unlocking the key, or unlocking the room. And they may even unlock it for you before you kill them, so you don't have to use a use on your key. Just come out and start spraying, okay? That's a pretty decent place. So anyway, this is West Building, this is the marked room, okay? That's really all that's really that important here, because I showed you the dorm up here. They're pretty much all the same. They all have 4 stories or so, and they're pretty good. They're good for a lot of little loot. They're also good for a lot of just simple things. The best way to leave each building, by the way, is not at the front. Try the side stuff. So you can either take the window here, or you can take the hole in the wall, okay? So I like taking the hole in the wall because it leaves me a couple options. So if I'm getting, there's usually nobody back here. There's a spawn over here, there's a spawn over there, and those spawns either go straight up into these buildings or they go up to the dome. So the back is pretty safe. So come out the back, run through here. You'll notice, slowed down. I stopped running, right? Because I went through thick bushes. They're thick. Nobody took the hedge trimmer to that in a long time. Best way to do it, jump through them. You'll keep running, okay? Always jump through the big, thick, heavy bushes. Even this one right here, just jump through it. And then you can go into the side again. So this is North Building, okay? We just went from from West Building to North Building. This is North Building. There's a couple of spawns up top, but again, this is all the same pretty much for the most part. There's actually a roof access that has a bunch of cool stuff on it. You can check, But again, all roofs, pretty dangerous. The cool thing about this is you can see up to dome through these windows, and this is a decent spot to see most of this area, okay? So, you've taken that. There's a couple of these buildings here too, okay? So if you get the key, there's some AKs in there, there's some gear for... Oh, am I low on food? I am low on food. There's some AKs in there, there's some good stuff, like, pay attention to that, and you can find, like, a good amount of ammo, which is very, very valuable. In a lot of ways. Let's finish this building by showing the roof. The roof is important. There's not a whole lot on the roof. Wow, oh, here we go. There's not a whole lot on the roof, and it's very visible. I've killed a lot of dudes up here because they were just walking around. It's very easy kills. This tent has a few things in it usually. So you'll see like some scopes. That's actually attached to a dust cover. There's a few other things. People can shoot through this too, so be careful. Some ammo. This is very much military stuff. There's some jackets there if you really want to look. I would check this at the end of a raid and not at the beginning. Oh, here's another locker. This I have the key to. As you can see, there's 3 rifles in there. Alright, I'm just going to open this. I want to see what we have. So, there's 3 rifles in here. This is why these rooms are actually very important. You can come in here, get a bunch of either weapons or ammo. Usually I use this for ammo. So I come in here, grab some ammo. You can check through these things too. Lots of... these shelves, or these filing cabinets, are great for quest items. A lot of the time. Gas analyzers, chains, batteries, nuts and bolts, all that stuff. So anyway, most important part about this building is actually the basement. So as we saw over here, we saw the marked room. We'll go to the basement. There's not much down here, honestly. But the biggest thing you want to know is... Oops, where is it? Is it this one? Yeah, is the underground. So this leads you to the underground. So before I do this, we'll show you a little bit of a gauge as to where we are. So again, back of the helicopter, the west building with the marked room, the north building is where we're in, but importantly, the location of the dome. So that's the dome. There's a big hill, there's a lot of places to hide up there in this dome, so if you think there's snipers up here, be careful. But you can take this. So look at the dome right here. What if I were to tell you that the best way to get up there is not just running up there? You probably already know this. This game's been out for a while. I'm just being dumb, being silly. But you may not know this. So the easiest way is to go underground. So you might not know there's a whole tunnel system under here. That just goes to the dead end and goes back up to the building. So follow it this way. There's also people that sometimes camp down here, but it's very rare. You'll head all the way down. Go through it's a linear direction, and there's only one way to go. So, take you there. So, through here, sometimes there's food in here, by the way. I actually could have looked down here. Yep, I knew I could have looked down here. There's food down here. But there's that. Then you keep going through the tunnel system. Important about this, people like to look at the awe and glory. There's often stuff that spawns in the middle here. So, look at that. Okay? Then we'll keep going. This door spawns open. This is where Ko killed himself, saving us from a grenade he threw on accident. Okay, here's a three-way room. This is an important room. There's 3 ways to go. This is the only way that leads out, but there's dead end, both important. Okay, we'll go left. Right in here, we'll go left right away. There's nothing special in this room specifically, but if you go down even further, there's some special stuff down here. So sometimes there's like intelligence and other junk. Over here, there's a little bit of junk. Always check the jackets for stuff. You always check the jackets. Don't not check jackets. There's often so many good things in jackets. They're very easy to miss. There's a gas station key. There's some slickers. You're acting a little bit like a diva. Have a slickers. One thing that I just learned, actually not that long ago. By the way, most of this information that was taught to me by GameSpike. You can thank him for a lot of this. If you dive here, you can actually search a box or a bag right there. There's not like a whole bunch of good stuff in here, but it's something, and you might get something. Bolts already pretty good, in my opinion. So that's this side. Okay, that's pretty much the entirety of the left side when you get out of that doorway. If you come from this way, it's just the other way. There's underneath here. There are One of those, always important. There's an intelligence spawn there. Intelligence is very expensive and very important. There's an intelligence spawn on here, okay? 2 different intelligence spawns right next to each other. There's also an intelligence spawn in there. This underground is very valuable. Couple things up here. There's another couple tool chests. Boom, boom. An important spot is right here. Actually, which one is it? I think it's this one. This one, there's a phased element array, which is a solar panel piece. That will spawn there. Keep going down here. I think I showed you this one. No, I didn't. There's another tool chest. Tool chests are important because those nuts and bolts are very important. There's another intelligence spawn right here. So, intelligence spawn right there. Usually where their lamps and lights are, is where you'll find intelligence spawns. There's a PC there. There's some more filing cabinets, but most importantly, there's a safe. The safe almost always has something. Whether it's ruples, chainlets, bronze lions, cats, all kinds of stuff. That's very important. So we'll come out of here. That's pretty much all that spawns. That's really good there. We'll continue on. We'll push through. And we'll open up this hallway. There's a bunch of things on these little crates and stuff. They're not really that important. I was actually unconvinced that this was a key spawn. I think it's a fairly new key spawn. But people kept telling me there's a key spawn there. Again, see, there's nothing here. I've not seen anything. But one time, I found one of the lab's room keys. So, I can confirm it is real. There's a lab's room key there. This table right here, very important. A lot of people miss this too. As you can see, there's MGT there. There's also often military circuit boards that spawn there. There's often phase arrays that spawn there. Or relays, sorry. Relays will spawn here. That's pretty important. Over here, there's just usually ammo and magazines and just gun stuff. Okay, this is important. Let's look up. Big ol' staircase. There's one thing that you really are going to do about this. You're probably going to run up it. I run up it. It's what pretty much everybody does because it's a long staircase and you're going to make a bunch of noise anyway, even if you jog or walk up a bit. So, we're just going to run up it. Cover your ears. We're going to run. We're going to run. We're going to run. The most important part about me telling you this is it can be heard from right above it on a sniper hill right next to where we're going. I'll show you that in a second. That will give you away. It will. Another thing, once you get up to the top, watch out for this hole. You can fall down. It may or may not kill you, but it will hurt. But it probably will kill you. There's another tool chest, by the way. Tool chest. You'll find not much here. And then here is your exit. We're up to the exit. There's no loot here. It's not the important part. But camped door. This will get camped a million times. Okay? And before we distract you too much, the stairs, we were making a bunch of noise, can be heard from most of up here, but almost every time, if you're sitting right here on a sniper rock, which is where some people like to hang out, you will get found. You'll get found. Or you'll get heard. You can hear it from below. This is a locked room, which I have the key to. Now, well, I went and bought it because it's actually pretty important. So there's a safe up here that's important. There's a gun safe that sometimes has a gun, not this time. Another gun safe. There's a mag right there. There's gun case. There's an actual safe. Those all spawn pretty good things. This one is not locked. Also has very similar items. So there's a PC. There's a safe. There's some cabinets and stuff like that. That's pretty good. That's a good, there's a good snipe spot over there. These are good snipe spots, especially if you want to just look over the manhole. Told you I killed a lot of people at manhole, and I couldn't see somebody behind the actual truck there. That's because of this location right there, and you can actually see way out there too. So, now we'll go to the dome. This is the actual building of the dome. There are several intelligence spawns in here. I think there's one there. I don't remember. But there's one, and then there's one over here, I believe. And then there's sometimes intelligence spawn, I think, around here. And then if we go upstairs, Second floor doesn't really have a ton, so I wouldn't worry about that too much. Third floor has some ammunition and other things in there. There's a locked room. Oh, there's a locked room on the second floor. Yeah, you'll find it. I don't have the key to that, so it doesn't matter. But here, look, to actually prove it, there's an intelligence spawn right on this couch. So this is a very important intelligence spawn as well. So there you go. If we go all the way up, you can actually go to the dome itself. So, here's the dome. I think this is a very Monka-esque, that's a Twitch term, to imply that things are very nerve-wracking and anxiety-ridden. This is a very Monka-esque spot, but it is a decent vantage point. You can get easily sniped here. Maul Balboa has been sniped here several times. But he also snipes here a lot and gets a lot of kills, so that's a thing too. So that is done. That is the dome. If you have a red rebel and a paracord, don't forget, and a paracord, and not an armored vest, but an armored rig, you can extract right here. As you can see, I don't have my paracord. You can extract right there. That is a very popular extraction because a lot of people, especially mid to late game, have those objects and they will go there. Okay, so that is most of the map. I'm not done yet, though. We're going to loop all the way back to the beginning of the video. Well, near the beginning of the video. I can show you the extractions at the end, by the way. We've seen, what, one? We've seen 1, 2, 3 extractions, right? 4 extractions. We've seen 4 extractions. We've seen Scavlands. We've seen train, armored train. We've seen manhole, and we've seen cliff descent. Okay? So we will I have to remember, where's heating pipe? Heating pipe it's this direction, right? Heating pipe is a spot that a lot of people don't actually hit anymore, but people used to hit quite often because it's kind of open and available, but it's also it's not the easiest spot to go. Anyway, we'll find that. You can actually look at the map and find those too. I'm not gonna waste your time with the extracts because those are easier to look at. This is more of a tutorial on learning the map and showing some of the spots that are popular and easy to get to, and sometimes will be very hot. You mentioned timer on the bunker exit. Yes. Yes. Oh, yes. Okay, that's a good idea. So we'll show that first, because that leads us into the next spot. So what we're going to show you is one of the extracts that is the bunker hermetic door, or medical hermetic door. What's it called? It's called bunker hermetic door. Yes, I had it right the first time. Good job, Dan. Whack. So if we go this way, this is pretty much the route, and we're going to take back anyway. But we'll go in here. So remember, I showed you several times. We have the power station, power building. So we'll go in here. I'll rest up a little bit. So this is a very, 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 very Monka-esque spot. It's very Minkus. All right. So be careful. Be very careful. So you go in here because it alerts the whole server as to where you are. As soon as you switch this, you're going to hear a big alarm. I'm not going to hit it because it's very loud and annoying, but you'll hear it if it goes wah, wah, for like 5 minutes. It's ridiculous. There's also a thing right there if you want it, but we'll rest up. So you hit this, and you got to run pretty far. I'm going to show you the way I go. It's one of my favorite positions because a lot of people, if they don't take this way, usually they'll go straight that way, but I like to cut in here because it's easier to get sniped if you keep going that way, especially from the dome. So this is the building, this is the king building, the center building. So we're going straight through the center. We're going to go through the bridge, which is the gym, and we're going to go right out the back, okay? You know, scan it a couple times. We're good, we're good. Go right through. I also like to go through medical building too. The more cover, the better, right? So we'll head through here. We'll head out the back. Sometimes there's dudes out to the corner there in Scavlands, but I like to go through not this way. It's one of the red cans. I always remember it's one of the red cans. So we go through here. Here's the next problem. This is out in the open. You have a little bit of cover with the trees. They don't necessarily know where you are yet. You can either head left. There's an opening there, but I like to head right. so I can check everything. Still in cover. Can go in this divot. If I need to dive, I'll dive. There's two options, okay? Two options to take from here. So, if you go left, it's probably easier than going right the way I went. If you go left, you'll see this thing right over here. This is the K buildings again. You see this opening right there, okay? See that opening. The alarm's still going. You have a good amount of time to get there, but the alarm is still going. Until that alarm shuts off, you can still use this extract. But what I like to do is I like to check out all this. Not because, like, it's more enclosed, because obviously it's not. It's just less of a choke point, because people like to camp these things quite a bit. If you haven't been through here to clear it of scavs or raiders, I wouldn't recommend going above like this. However, I say that right after just finishing a raid where we were killed by Gluhar down below. So, if you get to this point, you can either go into this bunker, or you can go up and around, or keep going to the next bunker. They're almost identical. But the extract is actually on the next bunker. So, you'll go up to the top, not the bottom, and this is what the hermetic door looks like, but that's not it. That's not the one. Keep going here. It's 1, 2, 3 over. Okay? Go 3 over. There, you see the light? The light will be green as the alarm is still going. Here's the extract. This is all very dangerous because people will camp this like crazy. Okay? So, once you come out here, we're back at the train again. You can actually go down below, which is this is going to be the opposite way of the way I told you to go if you haven't been over here and maybe scavs. So this is a big underground area here, a big underground bridge with a lot of like cars and stuff like that. There's also a lot of loot down here, so people will be down here. It's very possible. I haven't even shown you this scav extracts. I'm not going to show you the scav extracts because I don't even know most of the scav extracts anymore. They added new ones, and I don't run scav that much. So there's people that can come through there. There's people that can come from the opposite way. People can get into these cages with keys. There's also lots of food. This is the food I was talking about. Lots of food and supplies underneath here, which is why it's good to come here. It's always good to loot food, or water, or whatever it might be. So, if I go through that way... Wait, no, it's not that way. If I go through each of these ways, there's ways to get back up top. What we're going to show you right now is this direction. So, this is just one of the side paths. I believe going through that way is one of the... It's the scav hermetic door extract. But we're going to come back up this way, and then this is where I told you to go if you hadn't cleared this out and you want to take more cover. So you come all the way up here, and it's just... Oh, this isn't the one, but this is close to it. This is the sniper tower. So this will take you to the sniper tower. If you go to the other one... Here, I'll show you. You go to the... Actually, we'll go this way, because I can show you the way that we showed the first time. So, if we head this way, this is what I was pointing at. So, I was over there when we were coming through the fence. I was pointing at this right here. So, this is the same thing. It's just going underground. Going underground. Going underground. And then getting ready to come up. So, now we're back into that building. We're just on the other side, okay? So, we can come this way. This is the way I told you that you can go up to the other side with. I believe you can still. Or this might be a dead end. I don't remember. This is the dead end. This is the one I wasn't talking about. Okay. So, oh, I remember. I remember now. So, scratch what I just said. Scratch what I just said. So, yes. You're going down. You're coming under. You're heading right. And then you have two options from here, though. So one, you can go up to the other side if you really want to, but that's you're cutting your time really short there. You have a couple of options. You can head left, which is where we originally came from, the first door, which is the one in, or actually this is the first door, but this is the one we went out of that came down here. Right? Hermetic door is on the left. You'll see the light right there, okay? The other end that we originally came into is the right side. So now it's this side. Again, this will give you more intel onto how to enter these. So if you maybe hear somebody over there, you might want to head under or whatever you think you might want to do. Okay? And then you go through here and then you have the hermetic door again. So just over a couple. 1, 2, and 3, and then there's your door. And that's pretty much everything. You've pretty much seen everything. I know I went kind of fast. I know there's a lot to show. I know there's a lot to see. I know that we've done, like, really a ton. We've shown you so many different things. There's a lot to take in, but that is customs in pretty much the tightest nutshell I possibly can give you. I know, this is exactly why I wanted to do this video, is because there's a lot of intricacies. But here's the thing, you don't have to do any of the intricacies. Run through this video a couple times, just kind of get it in your head to know where things are and how to escape. Okay? Keep that in mind, keep what's going on in mind, make sure you guys know how to get out of bad situations, how to find good situations. The more you run it, the better you'll get at it. Refer to this video yet again. Oh, did I say customs? I meant reserve, sorry. This is reserve. It's the military base. I didn't mean to say customs. Customs, the reason that customs is in my mind is because a lot of people will tell you to run customs if you want to learn the game. You can. I think it's great. I think customs is a fun map. It's even getting a remake pretty soon. It's getting expanded. It's no longer going to be a choke point, and it might even be an easier map after that's done. Right now, I think customs is a little bit sweaty, and it's going to make a lot of people quit the game, in my opinion. So run reserve. Learn reserve, get all the things you possibly can get done on the reserve. You can even stay in one section of the map and find an extract. You don't even have to explore the whole map. In fact, it's very dangerous to explore the whole map. Stay near your spawn, that's fine too. Look around for things, kill some scavs, get some confidence behind the weapon, learn some weapons, learn some sniping stuff, learn some close quarters combat, learn some medium combat, learn some grenade spots. There's so many. There's absolutely so much to do on this map. But that's exactly why I like it so much. It's also the newest map to the game. This is I know it's timeless, and we're trying to make this video timeless, but things change and the game's not fully out yet. It's the newest map to the game. It's the most, I think it's that Battle State's finally getting their feet underneath them, and they're doing a really good job. So, yeah, that's reserve in a nutshell. Go on, be good with yourselves, and kill some bad boys. Thanks, guys. I'll see you next time.